Hello everybody, my name is Cade. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video where we're going to be doing a deep dive on the Biden administration and their new plan for homeowners. Now, if you don't already know, because it's been plastered everywhere, the Biden administration came out last Wednesday with pretty much a plan to punish those with good credit scores and to incentivize people with low credit scores to purchase homes. Now, from what it looks like, the Biden administration has put this in place to basically help people with low credit scores get into home ownership and make it more affordable. But in doing so, they've also put a plan in place to harm those who have good credit scores and make it more expensive for those people. So for today, I'm gonna go over 3 different articles from 3 different sources, and we're gonna just do a quick breakdown overview of each one. The first article is from Outkick, and it is titled, Biden Administration to Punish Those with Good Credit Scores with Higher Mortgage Payments to Subsidize Others. So let's quickly go through this. The Biden administration is attempting to punish people who've paid their bills on time. That's the result of the Federal Housing Finance Agency's 2023 alteration set to take effect on May 1st. I'm filming this on the 24th of April 2023, so in a week or so. The new Biden enforced federal rule will levy an additional fee on those with high credit scores in an effort to subsidize those with riskier credit looking to purchase houses. Those with credit scores of 680 or above are expected to pay an additional $40 per month more than those with lower scores on home loans of around $400,000. Fees will be highest for those making down payments of 15 to 20%. The Washington Times spoke to California loan officer Ian Wright about the changes. Wright was unequivocal that this decision was inexplicable. The changes do not make sense. Penalizing borrowers with larger down payments and credit scores will not go over well, he explained. Okay, so that's the first article. The biggest takeaway from this article is the fact that these fees will affect those with a 680 credit score or higher. Now, how this actually breaks down and affects your loan product and payment ultimately comes down to the lender, and personally I even have to do some more digging of how it actually gets calculated. From what I understand, it affects your loan level price adjustment, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a bunch of requirements and basically I'm going to use the word buy box for these lenders of what they can guarantee you as far as a interest rate is concerned. So from what I understand, this plan is actually going to be affecting the loan level price adjustments that lenders use to get you qualified. Now let's take a look at the second article, which is from Tampa Bay Times. So this is going to be definitely leaded one way. Title, a penalty for, oh, hold on. I just got an ad. Here we go. A penalty for good credit scores, President Biden must go. So let's go through this one. Biden must go. Home buyers with good credit to pay higher mortgage rates. It's hard to imagine what President Joe Biden can still find to mess up, but I have to give him an A for effort. I probably will never buy another house, but if I do, his plan will penalize me on mortgage fees because I have a very good credit rating. I will probably never buy another car, but if I do, the Biden administration will probably find a way to penalize me for buying gas instead of choosing an electric vehicle. I'm 80 years old. I have never seen such a poor excuse for a president. Okay, is this the article? What the heck? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, all I think this article is just a bunch of people, who are making their side comments. So let's scrap that article. Let's go to the next one. But as you can see, every person that I've actually talked to, or every article that I've read thus far, every single video I've watched, everyone has been outraged by this, and rightfully so, because it's one thing to, make an affordable plan for people that have lower credit scores and, making it easier for them to purchase a home, but to penalize people who have done it right, who have worked really hard on their credit score, who have paid their bills on time, who have worked extra jobs to make more money, to penalize those people is actually ridiculous and pretty idiotic. So it's fair to see how much outrage that this is getting. Let's look at the third article. This is the New York Post, titled, Biden's mortgage equity will screw up the home buying market. When did being creditworthy become a federal crime? Team Biden will intentionally punish homebuyers with good credit scores to subsidize people with shaky histories of paying their debts. But the latest salvation scheme ignores the sordid history of federal policymakers ravaging homeowners they promised to rescue. Starting May 1st, the Post exposed last week a Biden administration decree will require adjusting mortgage calculations to penalize homebuyers with a FICO credit score of 680 and above, almost 2/3 of the population. This levy will be used to reduce costs for people with low credit scores, risky borrowers more likely to default on mortgages. Okay, now before I get into a little bit rest of this article, I do want to hit on that point. The fact that they are saying risky borrowers more likely to default on mortgages, that's what a credit score is, okay? So for anyone who doesn't know, a credit score is basically a score that you get that tells a lender or anyone who you're trying to get financing from how likely you are to pay credit back. It's basically an A, B, C plus in grade school. It's the same thing in real life, but it's called a credit score. So the fact that he is making this program to incentivize people with an F and D and C minus to just get an easier, better grade for the crap of it really sucks. And I've actually had a discussion with someone via Facebook where he was saying and concerned that this could lead to potentially another 2008 crash. I personally don't believe it would. I don't think it's that crazy and that drastic of a change. Ultimately, this will probably get, vetoed and reversed in a couple months anyway. However, the following is true, and it is an actual concern for most people that don't completely understand the real estate world and market. But what happens, right? A lot of people got screwed in 2008 because of this exact thing where you had lenders giving out money to people that couldn't afford it. And now you have our government just allowing that to happen, okay? And they're putting plans in place to actually make that happen. It just doesn't make sense to the average consumer, nor does it real estate people, but unfortunately that's what's going on. So let's read the rest into this New York Post. Jerry Howard, CEO of the National Association of Home Builders, warns that President Joe Biden's policy could decrease home ownership among the middle class. Former Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Mark Calabria emailed me that moving away from risk-based credit will ultimately harm both borrowers and financial stability. Federal regulations require that all charges and credits to buyers and sellers be explicitly listed in mortgage settlement statements. The new federally mandated penalty for creditworthy borrowers should be explicitly listed on loan documents as a social justice surtax. That surtax could amount to $60 or more per month, equivalent to more than $20,000 over a 30-year mortgage. Okay, so basically all this is getting at is that this plan could harm those 680 and above FICO credit score borrowers. I've seen a couple different things, but $40 to $60 more per month just based on this plan. So what does this mean for everyone watching? Definitely consult with a lender. That is the first and foremost thing that you should do if you are trying to buy a home. See where you fall in line with this specific plan and what the best thing to do moving forward is. I can tell you, being a realtor here, that this will affect a lot of people because a lot of people are just barely scraping by to make ends meet and barely qualify to purchase a home. And as soon as they, that extra $40, $60 per month gets taxed on to their monthly debts, their debt to income ratio is gonna skyrocket, and then they're gonna be out of the game of buying a home. And so it's really unfortunate. I don't know how it's gonna affect the lower credit score people and borrowers to be able to actually buy. I don't know how effective it's going to be. But again, I think this is just a new plan in general that people are trying to wrap their heads around, and it's going to be best for us to consult with lenders who are actually going to have to be dealing with this day to day with borrowers when it comes down to it. That's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or would like more info, or you just want to comment your thoughts down below, I would greatly appreciate it. If you thought this content was helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, liking this video, and again, commenting down below. Please, if you haven't already, please consider following me on all of my social media profiles. You can find me at Kate Olaf everywhere. Again, that's going to do it for this video. My name is Kate Olaf, and I will see you in the next one.